Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I thought I would just jump on here and talk a little bit about me. And I know a lot of people don't necessarily know what I do, why I do it, and stuff like that. So I kind of just wanted to get into what I study in college, what I'm doing in college, what career path I'm into, why I'm doing YouTube, why I'm doing my vlog, and just kind of get into more information about that because I feel like a lot of people don't know and I want to tell you guys. So if you want to keep on watching, please continue to watch, like, and subscribe, and let's get into it. So I just want to start off what I study. So I go to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York City. As a freshman, I started out being a fashion business management major, which I did love. I think fashion is always something that I wanted to go into, and the industry was just really creative and innovative, and I wanted that creative aspect when it came to a career path. I just didn't know in what realm I wanted to go into. And so as I continued my studies at FIT, I realized that they had a major called cosmetic and fragrance marketing, and it really intrigued me. Pretty much all throughout my life, I've always loved the beauty industry. It's always been something super fun to just play around with. I never was specifically artistic in drawing or painting, but I knew when I picked up a makeup brush and practice, like I was able to create something that I felt confident about, felt beautiful within myself, and just it was super fun to play around with. And so I started playing around with makeup probably in like the 7th grade, and I never really thought much about it because I knew I didn't want to go to cosmetology school. I didn't want to physically do it, but I didn't know there was a realm to the beauty industry that wasn't physically like doing the makeup. There is other specific things that go into it. And so as I was continuing my studies at FIT my freshman and sophomore year, I realized that this major, cosmetic and fragrance marketing, was a little different than what people think of cosmetics. So I feel like when a lot of people think of cosmetics, they think of doing the makeup. It frustrates me because there's a lot more out there. There's the business end of makeup and there's the business end of skincare. Cosmetics isn't just makeup, it's skincare, hair care, body care, personal care products. There's a large realm of things. There's fragrance, and I just think a lot of people, they just overlook it. It's one of the fastest growing industries in the world, especially during this pandemic. Most people have leaned towards skincare rather than makeup, but both industries are thriving. A lot of it has to do with social media and the presence of a lot of things on YouTube, and I think that's really interesting to look into. Even 10 years ago, there was a market for cosmetics and just a different kind of platform it was on. So as I continued to study at FIT, I was like, yeah, I like fashion, but the only realm of fashion that I truly loved was styling. And while that's a very slim industry to be in, I knew that it wasn't realistic for me to continue into my bachelor's with fashion business management, knowing that like I only had a passion for styling. I didn't want to necessarily work corporate fashion or do marketing for fashion. Like that truly didn't interest me, and I knew I would do great in that industry, but I wanted something that I would be like, I really love. And that's where my shift kind of came into place, because I felt I could do something more with my degree. And so I finished my associates in fashion business management, and I applied to cosmetic and fragrance marketing when I was still in my sophomore year of college, because FIT is a 2-2 program, so you can do your associates and continue into that for your bachelor's, or you can do something completely different, which is, I love that option, because if I was in fashion business management for my whole 4 years at FIT, I probably would have changed my major or transferred out. So I think it helped me, and I did love my degree in fashion business management, and I love that I have it as always like kind of like a backup if I decide to do something different later on in life, because sometimes you just want to change it up. I feel like for right now, like I wanted to continue with my passion that I knew I had for the cosmetic industry. So I applied. I was super nervous because it's one of the best programs in the world for cosmetics, and I was nervous that I wasn't gonna get in. So fast forward to when I was in Mexico with my family, I ended up getting in, which was awesome. So I was so excited, but that also meant that I had to leave a lot of my friends that I had in my past major. So cosmetic and fragrance marketing is only a bachelor's program at FIT, so you have to apply to it. There's no associates, so no one kind of really knew each other going into it, which I thought was going to be a challenge for me to make new friends in my major. Like, I would obviously keep my friends in my old major, but I wanted to grow with other people who had that same passion as me. And then fast forward to March of my sophomore year of college, obviously the pandemic hit and we were all sent home, so I had to finish my fashion business management degree online, which was not super fun, but I was able to get through it. And then I was gonna start cosmetic and fragrance marketing, which is called CFM, so I'm gonna call it CFM. And I was weary because I didn't know how we were going to do this online, because FIT was going online for the following school year, and that's where I'm currently at right now, is doing online school for this my whole entire junior year of college. So fast forward, I was concerned because we have labs. So a lot of what CFM consists of is, obviously it's called cosmetic fragrance marketing. So we have marketing and business-based classes, but we also have some chemistry-based classes, some labs, to really diverse yourself in the industry. You can decide if you want to be in production of cosmetics or in marketing, or in some sort of other corporate realm of business, finance, economics. All of those realms really get covered in this major, which is what I liked, because I didn't have to decide right then and there if I wanted to be in cosmetic production or if I wanted to be in cosmetic marketing. I could decide whatever I want, because maybe one moment I want to try an internship or a job in one realm and switch to another, which I do think I want to experience a little bit of everything. But I was most excited about my chemistry classes, because anyone who pretty much knows me knows I've taken a large stance on a lot of clean makeup brands, a lot of ingredient-based brands. What I mean by that is, like, looking at your ingredients. It's like when you go to the grocery store and you read that nutrition label and you really want to know what food you're putting into your body. It's almost the same thing as skincare. Clean beauty is something that I'm really passionate about, because a lot of what you put on or in your body affects your body. So just as much as you eat something, what you put on your skin, your hair, nails, whatever it may be, affects you as well. A lot of cosmetic and personal care products have a lot of carcinogens, and something I've learned along the way within my major is ingredients are super important, and ingredients don't lie. So if you see, for example, the e.l.f. CC Camo Cream that I just recently reviewed that had a claim of niacinamide, but niacinamide was so low on the ingredient list, and like, these things matter. It's interesting to learn in school exactly what goes into an ingredient list, the chemistry that goes behind it, and I never realized how intensive and difficult it is. And I think I'm still learning as I continue to grow within the major and my classmates. So it's definitely interesting to kind of see how I look at cosmetics in a different way than I used to even 6 months ago, a year ago, years ago, you know? So I want to bring my knowledge and what I learned towards others, because I think what I've learned is that ingredients are super important. I personally, for myself and like my family, we use clean body washes, clean body lotions, clean deodorants, that meaning no aluminum, no parabens, no sulfates, no SFS, stuff like that that really affect your body, have carcinogens in it, and you don't want to put those things. Especially, I will say, two things I'm really passionate about are deodorants and lip balms. Lip balms are on your lips, meaning if you eat something, talk, you're gonna swallow it, and you have to be aware of how these things affect your body. I noticed a huge shift in my immune system when I started cutting out certain ingredients, certain products that I knew were bad for me, and taking that clean stance. I know with makeup that can sometimes be a challenge, and that's where I find myself on the flip side sometimes, because with makeup, a lot of times with clean beauty products, it doesn't have a lot of pigment. So for example, if you're doing a clean product eyeshadow, odds are it's not gonna have a lot of pigment. That's something that we have to take into consideration. So I flip back and forth. I'm still playing around with products. So like, while I don't necessarily 100% be like, I wear 100% clean makeup. No, I don't. But I'm also experimenting with products and be like, hey, there's other brands that have great formulas that maybe don't use clean ingredients, but also the fine line of clean ingredients in every country is different. And so, for example, in Europe, they've banned a lot more ingredients, but in the US, we've only really banned 9 or 11. So that's something to take into consideration. Government regulation isn't the same as it is for food, and it's not the same in every country. So ingredients that are allowed in the US aren't allowed in most countries in Europe, and that's something really interesting, because if you work with a lab in, let's say, Italy, they're gonna have different regulations, which is why I sometimes gravitate towards European brands, because they naturally, in general, will just keep out certain ingredients because their regulations are different. A lot of questions I get a lot is like, why do I do what I do, because I feel like a lot of people just assume I do makeup and I post a lot of whatever selfies. And while I feel like it can be misconstrued on social media, and I have like situations where I love and hate social media, I feel like it's really important to know that this is what I do, and I test products because I'm genuinely curious about the formula. It's like my end goal by the end of my life is to hopefully one day have a brand that I'm proud of the ingredients, and I stand by the product and they actually work. So I really would love to see myself experiment with ingredients in different products to see what works and what doesn't, what's good, what's bad. When everyone raves, let's say, about the e.l.f. Camo CC cream and I didn't like it, why didn't I like it and why did everyone else like it? Or why does one product work for someone and not work for another? In skincare, that happens a lot. You can have a cleanser that works for one person and completely breaks out another person. So ingredients are very specific to the person. So I think it's really interesting how a lot of brands can make a product and it's not going to work for everyone, and that's okay. But just understanding and accepting that the industry is growing, it's learning, and it's researching is a really fun aspect to now be a part of. You know, my experience has definitely not been the traditional college path, and I know that, and I accept that, because I think I never was made for traditional colleges and going to parties and stuff like that. You know, that was not what I wanted out of the experience. What I wanted was something that I was passionate about, that I knew I wanted to change the life of someone, or lives, to make it plural, because I knew and I know that I'm gonna do something great in the beauty world. I just need to find what that is, whether it's in corporate business or actually creating the products. Like, I'm excited to bring my knowledge to people and understand that it's not just putting on makeup and a selfie that someone posts. It's beyond the lines of, it makes someone feel good, it makes someone feel confident in their own skin, it makes someone feel beautiful with what they already have and just enhances it. It makes someone feel creative, and it makes someone feel like themselves, and expressing that to the world. It's so more than just makeup, it's so more than just fashion. And in the same way it works with fashion, you wear something that is expressing yourself to the rest of the world. And I think FIT, anyone who goes to FIT or walks past our campus can so attest that everyone wears something that is expressing themselves, and everyone gets to see it. It's the most amazing experience when you get to walk on our campus and see all the different styles, the looks, and everything that people plan. And it's something that I really do miss about being on campus, because as I see other colleges going back and we haven't yet, I think it's really sad that us FIT students, like, that's something, our culture at our school is like looking at what people are wearing. Whether you're a fine arts major, cosmetics major, or a fashion major, we all have different ways of expressing our style, whether it's through fashion, makeup, whatever it may be. And I think that's one of the most unique things about FIT, and it really just brings a different experience to college. And anyone who goes to FIT will say we're not the regular college, we're better than that. And it's definitely a different experience, and it makes us grow up faster. It makes us experience things in a different way, and it's just a different experience that I wouldn't trade to do anything else with. So I think that's pretty much everything I had to say about why I'm here, what I'm doing, what I do. If you have any other questions for me, please reach out to me via social media or leave a comment down below, and I'll try to answer it as soon as possible. Please like and subscribe if you want to hear more about my journey, my experience, and how I keep learning about ingredients and products and testing them out. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble and talk about something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys.